When it comes to 9mm handguns, everybody thinks you gotta spend $1,000 just to get something worth carrying. But that's not the whole truth. In 2025, there are pistols out there that run solid, shoot flat, and ride with you every single day without draining your wallet. I'm not talking about gimmicks or range toys. I mean real tools that have been proven on the line, trusted by shooters, and priced for normal folks. Today, we're breaking down 8 of the most affordable 9mm pistols that punch way above their weight. Some are new-school micro-compacts, some are the old reliable duty guns. And all of them will keep you covered whether you're hitting the range, carrying daily, or setting up home defense. Let's dive in. Number 8. Taurus G3X. The Taurus G3X is one of those pistols that feels like it shouldn't even exist at this price point. For under $300, you're getting a compact slide that makes daily carry easy, paired with a full-size grip that gives you 15 rounds on deck. That's the kind of hybrid design usually reserved for higher-end pistols, but Taurus pulled it off here without breaking the bank. The full grip means you're not fighting the gun on recoil, even when you're running hotter loads. I've personally seen shooters dump steel case, brass, aluminum, and even hollow points through these with barely a hiccup. A buddy of mine put over 1,000 rounds through his in a single training cycle, and the only thing he swapped was the recoil spring after heavy use. The G3X also has smart ergonomics, aggressive grip texture, memory pads for thumb placement, and serrations that make slide manipulation easier even with sweaty hands. No, it's not a Gucci gun, but it doesn't pretend to be. What it does deliver is consistent reliability, and that's what matters when you're strapping it on every day. The trigger isn't match grade, but it's predictable. A longer first pull that breaks into a short, clean reset. That makes it easy for newer shooters to get comfortable, while still giving experienced guys the confidence they need in defensive scenarios. For home defense, EDC, or just budget range work, the G3X punches way above its class. Honestly, this pistol has no business being this good for the price, and yet it is. Number 7. Ruger Max 9. The Ruger Max 9 is proof that concealed carry guns don't have to feel like compromises. It's about the same footprint as a Glock 43, but Ruger managed to squeeze in a 10 or 12 round capacity depending on which mag you use. That extra firepower in such a slim package makes a huge difference when you're relying on it for self-defense. What really makes the Max 9 stand out is that it ships optics-ready straight from the factory. You don't need to send the slide out for milling or buy an aftermarket setup. Just drop your favorite micro red dot on top and you're ready to go. For folks sticking with irons, Ruger equips it with a high-visibility tritium fiber optic front sight that lights up in low light conditions. I carried one for 6 months in a standard IWB holster, and it practically disappeared under a t-shirt. Despite its size, it still gives you a solid grip with room for all your fingers. None of that pinky-dangling nonsense you get with some micros. On the range, it's surprisingly shootable for a pistol this small. The recoil impulse is snappy but manageable, and follow-up shots stay on target if you put in the work. In terms of reliability, I've run brass, steel case, hollow points, even some questionable Russian imports, and it didn't choke once. For a gun typically priced between $399 and $440, you're getting features that competitors often gate behind guns costing $200 more. The Max 9 is rugged, carry-friendly, and built for real life. From sweaty summer carry to late-night gas station runs. It's a pistol designed for everyday Americans who want quality protection without blowing up their credit card. Number 6. Canik TP9 Elite Subcompact. The Canik TP9 Elite Subcompact is one of those pistols that changes people's minds about what a budget-friendly gun can really do. Straight out of the box, the trigger is the first thing that grabs your attention. It's got a well-defined wall, a crisp break, and one of the shortest resets in its entire class. I've shot plenty of polymer subcompacts, and honestly, the Elite SC feels like it belongs in a higher price bracket. We're talking trigger performance that rivals guns costing $600 or $700. Capacity is another strong point. The flush mag gives you 12 rounds. And if you throw in the extended mag, you're carrying 15 plus 1, which puts it in the same league as full-sized duty pistols. Ergonomically, Canik nailed it. Interchangeable backstraps let you dial in the fit, the grip texture locks your hand in without tearing up your skin, and the overall balance makes it feel like a real fighting pistol instead of a pocket gun. Durability isn't just a claim. These pistols have been adopted by law enforcement overseas, and I've personally seen one run hundreds of rounds of mixed steel, brass, and hollow points in a single range session without a hiccup. The slide is finished tough. The machining is clean, and the optics ready cut means you don't have to spend extra to modernize it. Price-wise, you're usually looking at around $399 to $449, which is crazy considering the feature set. The TP9 Elite SC proves that being affordable doesn't mean you're settling. It's reliable, accurate, and a serious contender for everyday carry. If you're the kind of shooter who likes to get more than what you paid for, this pistol will put a smile on your face every time you hit the range. Number 5. Smith & Wesson M&P9 Shield EZ. The Smith & Wesson M&P9 Shield EZ is exactly what the name promises. Easy. Easy to rack, easy to load, and easy to shoot. And in a world where too many pistols assume you've got the grip strength of a 20-year-old Marine, that's a big deal. The Shield EZ was designed for shooters who need a softer touch without giving up reliability. The slide has a lighter recoil spring that makes chambering a round smooth, even for folks with arthritis or reduced hand strength. The magazines come with load assist tabs, so you're not shredding your thumbs every time you top them off. I've watched new shooters pick one up and feel confident right away, which is something you can't say about a lot of compacts. The trigger is another surprise. It's hammer-fired, hidden in a striker-style package, so you get a cleaner, more linear pull than most striker pistols in its class. Capacity isn't huge, 8 or 10 rounds depending on your mag. But let's be real, that's still more than a revolver and plenty for everyday defense. On the range, it shoots flat and predictable, with very manageable recoil. The grip safety blends in naturally, and the grip angle feels like it was built for comfort instead of gimmicks. What really sells the Shield EZ is the way it brings people back into shooting. I've seen older shooters who had sworn off semi-autos light up after trying one. I've seen beginners build confidence quickly because the gun didn't fight them. That's huge. And at around $400 to $450 in most shops, it proves you don't have to spend big to get a gun that works with you instead of against you. The Shield EZ isn't about tactical cosplay or fancy aesthetics, it's about real-world usability. And in that lane, it absolutely delivers. Number 4. Sig Sauer P365. The Sig Sauer P365 flipped the concealed carry market on its head the day it dropped. Before this pistol, a micro-compact usually meant 6 or 7 rounds and a whole lot of compromise. Sig came in and said, here's a gun smaller than a Glock 43 that carries 10+1, with optional 12 or 15 round mags. That innovation changed the entire category, and today, just about every major brand has been chasing it. What makes the P365 special isn't just the capacity, it's the way it handles. The ergonomics are shockingly good for such a tiny frame. The grip angle is natural, the stippling is just right, and it points like a much larger gun. On the range, recoil is surprisingly tame for its size. Follow-up shots stay controllable, and that's critical in a defensive pistol where split seconds count. I've run mine through everything from brass to cheap steel case ammo, and it ate it all. It's also available in different flavors: the standard P365, the slightly larger P365 XL, and even optics-ready models if you want to run a red dot. Reliability? Ask any instructor who's put thousands of rounds through these. They'll tell you the P365 has earned its reputation as one of the most trusted carry pistols of the last decade. Law enforcement officers use them as backup guns, and concealed carriers swear by them for everyday use. Price-wise, you're looking at around $500, give or take, depending on configuration. Sure, it's not the cheapest on the list, but what you're paying for is innovation and trust. The bottom line is simple. The P365 set the new standard for concealed carry pistols, and even years later, it's still the one everyone else is trying to beat. Number 3. Mossberg MC2C. When most folks hear the name Mossberg, they think of pump shotguns like the legendary 500 or 590. But Mossberg stepped into the handgun game with the MC series, and the MC2C is proof they didn't just dabble. They came in swinging. This compact 9mm gives you a 13+1 or 15+1 capacity, depending on the mag, all in a slim frame just over an inch wide. That means you get a pistol easy enough to conceal, but still offering a full grip that actually feels comfortable in the hand. The real surprise here is the trigger. It isn't just good for the price. It's genuinely crisp, with a clean break and short reset that lets you run quick, accurate follow-ups. I've run brass, steel, hollow points, even some cheap reloads through mine without a single malfunction. Zero stoppages, zero drama. And it's not just me. I've seen plenty of long-form torture tests on YouTube where guys dump hundreds of rounds, drag it through dirt, and the MC2C just keeps cycling. It's also packed with smart features: reversible mag release, tool-free takedown, and even optic-ready versions for folks running red dots. The slide serrations are aggressive enough to grab, but not so sharp they'll chew up your hands. At the range, it balances well, shoots flat, and doesn't try to overcomplicate things. It's a working gun, plain and simple. Price-wise, you'll find them under $500, often closer to $400. And considering Mossberg doesn't have the same handgun hype as Glock or Sig, you're not paying inflated branding costs. Bottom line, the MC2C is underrated, overlooked, and tougher than people give it credit for. If you want something dependable that isn't just another Glock clone, this pistol earns a hard look. Number 2. Springfield Armory Hellcat. The Springfield Armory Hellcat came out swinging as Glock's biggest rival in the micro-compact 9mm world. It's about the size of a wallet, yet somehow manages to pack in 11+1 rounds with the flush mag and 13+1 with the extended. That makes it one of the highest capacity pistols in its class. And for concealed carry, that extra couple of rounds can make all the difference. Springfield also made the Hellcat optics ready from the factory with their OSP, optical sight pistol, version, so mounting a red dot is as simple as bolting it on. The U-dot sights are another strong feature, a high-visibility front dot paired with a wide rear notch that's quick to pick up under stress. On the range, the Hellcat shoots better than its size suggests. The recoil is snappy, sure, but it's very controllable once you get used to the grip. I've seen shooters run fast strings and keep tight groups even at 15 yards, which is impressive for a pistol this small. Durability? These guns have been put through 20,000-round torture tests without major failures, and that's not just marketing hype. Independent reviewers confirmed it. Ergonomically, the Hellcat feels secure in the hand thanks to aggressive grip texture that bites just enough to keep control without shredding your skin. Price-wise, they usually land in the $500 range, sometimes less if you catch a sale. For everyday carry, the Hellcat is compact enough to vanish under light clothing, yet serious enough to trust with your life. It's the pistol that pushed the entire market to raise the bar. And even today, it stands tall as one of the best balanced options for people who demand both capacity and concealability. Number 1. Glock19 Gen 5. The Glock19 has been called the gold standard of carry pistols for decades, and the Gen 5 only cements that reputation. It's a compact 9mm that strikes the perfect balance between size, capacity, and shootability. You're getting 15+1 rounds on tap in a frame that's small enough to conceal, yet big enough to run hard at the range. The Gen 5 brought several upgrades shooters had been asking for: a flared magwell for faster reloads, an ambidextrous slide stop, and the removal of those controversial finger grooves. The result is a grip that feels natural in just about any hand. Glock also refined the marksman barrel, which delivers tighter groups than previous generations, and they improved the trigger with a smoother pull and cleaner break. Reliability is where the 19 shines brightest. Law enforcement agencies, military units, and civilians have put millions of rounds through these guns worldwide, and they just don't quit. I've personally run mine filthy, wet, and dry, and it keeps on cycling. Accessories and holsters? You'll find more options for a Glock19 than almost any other handgun on the market. Whether you want night sights, lights, optics, or custom triggers, it's all out there. Price-wise, expect around $500 to $550, depending on configuration, which is still incredibly reasonable for a pistol with this track record. The Glock19 Gen 5 isn't flashy. It doesn't need to be. It's the workhorse compact that's trusted everywhere from police duty belts to nightstand safes. And in 2025, it still holds the crown as one of the best all-around 9mm handguns you can buy. So there you have it. 8 affordable 9mm handguns that punch way above their price tag. From tiny micros like the Ruger Max 9 and Sig P365, to hybrid hitters like the Taurus G3X and Mossberg MC2C, all the way up to proven legends like the Glock19 Gen 5, every pistol on this list earns its spot for one reason: they work. These aren't safe queens or gimmicks. They're real-world tools for everyday Americans who want protection, confidence, and reliability without emptying their bank account. Whether you're brand new to concealed carry or you've been running guns for decades, one of these pistols can fit your role, your budget, and your lifestyle. The best gun isn't always the most expensive. It's the one you'll actually train with, carry with, and trust when it matters. Make sure you like, subscribe, and drop a comment down below. Stay sharp.